Welcome to Dark Hour Stories, where the night reveals its darkest secrets. Tonight, we dive into the shadows with 3 terrifying true horror stories that will chill you to the bone. These are not just tales, they're real haunting encounters. So turn down the lights, lock your doors, and brace yourself for what lies ahead, because the truth is often scarier than fiction. It was a cold November night in 2015, the kind of night where you expect peace and quiet in your own home. My 7-year-old son Sean was having a sleepover with 4 of his friends. The house was filled with laughter, toys, and the usual noise of kids playing. My wife wasn't home, so it was just me, keeping an ear out as I watched TV. But then, the noises changed. At first it was just loud play, the kind that made me sneak over to their room and check on them. But suddenly, I heard tapping, soft, deliberate taps on the window. I muted the TV, listening closer. Something felt off. The noise stopped, but so did the boys' laughter. Curious, I crept over to Sean's room and cracked open the door. There they were, sitting quietly on the floor. My stomach dropped when I saw the window wide open. I closed it, told them to keep it down, and stepped away. But as I left, I caught something from the corner of my eye. A shadow. A dark figure moving past the window outside. My heart raced. I rushed back to the room to find only 4 boys. Tom was missing. Panic hit me like a wave. When I asked Sean where Tom was, all the boys pointed to the window and said, "He left with the pirate to find treasure." My blood went cold. I bolted outside and saw a man, a stranger, walking hand in hand with Tom toward a car. I screamed. He turned. Without a word, he let go of Tom, jumped into his car, and sped away. I ran to Tom, pulling him back inside. That night, the sleepover ended early. I called the parents, explained what happened. But what haunts me to this day, the man got into our house, through the window, and my son believed him. My friends and I were 15, restless, adventurous, and maybe a little too bold for our own good. One summer night, we decided to explore the woods near Sarah's house. It was quiet, dark, and the perfect place to have a little fun. Or so we thought. As we walked deeper into the trees, we felt like we were the only ones there. But then, we saw it. A truck. Old and rusted, just sitting there. At first, we laughed. I mean, who leaves their truck in the middle of the woods? But then the truck's engine roared to life. It started following us. Every time we stopped, it stopped. Our laughter turned into panic. We sprinted up a hill, hiding behind trees as the truck slowly rolled by. We thought we were safe when it passed, but our fear spiked again when we reached the edge of the woods. The truck was waiting for us at the exit, headlights glaring. Through the windshield, we saw him, an older man in a red shirt and hat, his eyes fixed on us, unblinking. My friend Canada pulled out a tiny pocket knife, her hands trembling. But I didn't trust it would save us if things got worse. We turned and ran, harder, faster, back into the woods. Hours passed before we finally escaped, sprinting all the way back to Sarah's house. We never went back to those woods again. But months later, curiosity got the better of us. It was Sarah's birthday, and we figured safety in numbers, right? We were wrong. That night we found something far worse. A noose hanging from a tree, a shovel, and old shoes discarded beneath. Whatever was in those woods wasn't just watching us, it was waiting. I live alone, 2 blocks from my parents' house in a small, quiet town. I'm 27, and you'd think by now I'd have a sense of security. But nothing prepares you for the kind of fear that grips your soul when you realize you're not alone. It was 2 a.m. on a Saturday. I was coming home from a night out with friends, drunk and tired. When I reached for my door, it was unlocked. Odd, but not unusual. My mom sometimes let herself in to clean up and leave me food. I figured she must have come over, left a note, and went to bed upstairs. As I tiptoed around the house, I heard footsteps above me. I called out, "Mom?" But no answer. I assumed she was asleep and headed upstairs to check on her. The guest bed, empty. Bathrooms, empty. My heart raced as I frantically dialed my dad. When he picked up, groggy, I told him, "Mom's here, but she's acting strange. I heard her walking around." There was a pause. "She's not there. She's in bed next to me." That's when I saw it. From the dark at the top of the stairs, a head slowly peeking around the corner, staring down at me. I bolted out of the house, screaming into the phone, running all the way to my parents' house. The police found nothing. No sign of forced entry, no sign of anyone hiding inside. But every night since, I wonder, who was in my house? And are they still there?